The former head of the CIA, Leon Panetta, the man that Barack Obama appointed to run the agency, has some very interesting ideas about what he thinks Congress should do to help prevent guns from getting into the hands of those who shouldn't have them in order to help keep our country more safe.
At this stage, I would be satisfied if they moved anything dealing with trying to limit weapons going to those who are mentally retarded, establishing a file, establishing communication. I mean, my God.
I'm sorry, Mr. Panetta, I believe the proper terminology today is mentally handicapped. And why are you insulting Forrest Gump like that? I would trust a mentally handicapped person with a gun over a liberal any day. I know, liberals are mentally handicapped, but you know what I mean. Of course, there is no end to the insanity over at CNN. Take it away, Mr. Senior Law Enforcement Analyst.
Well, I have one of these. The government, if it wants to, can find out exactly where John King is sitting right now. The government can find out exactly who John King last texted, and if it wants to, can find out exactly where I last used my credit card. So why can't the government get to this young man's house, knock on the door, and say, is this you?
Well, in this situation, they sent agents to talk to the person that made the call in the first place to the FBI, reporting that he had read this on YouTube from this Nicolas Cage, the posting that he was going to be a professional school shooter.
I'm sorry, sir, Nicolas Cage had nothing to do with this. I'm not going to say the dirtbag's name because the shooter's not even a human, as far as I'm concerned, but its name is not Nicolas Cage.
People could post on YouTube from all over the world using anybody else's name. This could have been another friend of his that just knew that he was having mental problems and had guns. It could be anything. So they went around their databases to try to locate, do we have any information on a Nicolas Cage about doing something
Nicolas
like
Cruz. Nicolas Cruz.
I mean, Nicolas Cruz. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
And they
okay, yeah.
Sorry, and they couldn't find anything on him.
This guy is literally CNN's senior law enforcement analyst, and not only does he not know the scumbag's name, but apparently he doesn't even know that the FBI or any local law enforcement agency can get a warrant and submit it to YouTube and get the ISP or the MAC address of any computer or any device, any person who posted a comment on any video, anywhere, anytime. Let's see if the brilliant analysts over at MSNBC, all of whom are getting paid 6 or 7 figures a year to tell us the truth, can shed some light on what caused this lunatic to go over the edge.
There's a kind of toxic masculinity at the heart of this gun culture, rooted in a myth about who we take ourselves to be. America's rugged individualism. The government is not going to protect you. We can protect ourselves, right? And there's a way in which this AR-15 is actually the weapon of the Minuteman, right? There's this whole myth around it. So we have to begin to imagine ourselves differently.
Yes, masculinity's toxic. That's what's causing this. We need to feminize these boys, don't we, sir? Well, one thing is for sure, you've definitely accomplished that feminization, sir. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that half of the millennials and Generation Z kids grow up without a father in the home, or that friendships have been reduced to getting a few likes on an Instagram post instead of actually hanging out with some fellow humans face to face. But it won't be long now before the liberal media gets back to their regularly scheduled programming of Russia conspiracy theories. Hey, Joe Scarborough, with the investigation going on for over a year now, what do you think the odds are that President Trump's going to get indicted?
Bob Mueller, at the end of the day, is a conservative with a small c. He is not going to indict anybody if he can't bring that indictment home. And he's going to do everything he can do to make sure he doesn't break China in America's constitutional republic. The possibility of him actually indicting the president is next to zero, because that's not who Bob Mueller is. It's much more likely if he builds a case to the president, he'll build that case, and then, like John Roberts and Obamacare, will say, it's not my job to do the voters' job.
So you're finally admitting that this investigation's gonna go nowhere, and that the sole purpose is to just throw a bunch of mud at President Trump and hope that he doesn't get reelected in 2020. Thanks, Joe. Go to markdice.com or click the link in the description below to check out my online store and some of the awesome shirts over there, like this new Russian bot shirt, available in t-shirt, long sleeve, and hoodie, and multiple different colors. Or you can get your classic liberalism find and care shirt over there as well. Your purchase helps keep this channel going, so I appreciate your support. A lot of these videos get demonetized, so I appreciate everyone having my back through Patreon, PayPal. All you guys who get the shirts, get my books, couldn't do this without you. So thanks again. Have a great weekend, guys. Check back on Monday, and I'll see you soon.